extremity. To start off with, can you raise that leg all the way up? Okay, push it down. And now you bring it to my hand and don't let me push it. Okay, now this leg, can you bring it all the way up? Alright, and put it down. Bring it to my hand and don't let me push it down. Alright, I'm going to put my hand underneath your leg and I'm going to pull up. So don't let me move your leg up. And now this leg. Alright, can you put your knees together for me? Now open your legs. Alright, I'm going to push them together and don't let me move them. Okay, can you put your knees together for me? Alright, I'm going to pull them apart, don't let me move them out. Good. Okay, we're going to do this motion where you put your leg over. Follow me. Okay, keep that leg on the mat. I'm going to push, don't let me move them. Alright, can you stick that leg out? Yep.
Let's redo that.
Alright, and now we're going to cross this leg over. Keep that leg on the mat.
Sorry.
Alright, can you move the leg out?
Bring your big toe to the ceiling for me. Alright, hold this position.
Okay, can you bend your leg all the way back? And I'll stick it out. Bend it slightly. I'm going to give some pressure, don't let me move them. Okay, now can you put your knees back to normal? And I'm going to pull.
Hold this position.
Alright, now can you stick this leg all the way out? And I'll bring it all the way back. Now let it just hang at normal. I'm going to pull it. And now you can stick it out. Bend it slightly. Don't let me push it. Okay. Can you raise your toes all the way up? And can you put your toes down? I'm going to pull on your foot. Don't let me move it. And we're going to do the same with this one. Alright, can you raise your toes up to the sky? I'm going to push down. Don't let me move them. Alright, now we're going to turn your foot inward. Alright, and can you put your foot outward? Okay, I'm going to push on it, so don't let me move them. Alright, and do that inward motion again. And same with this one, push it in. And now move it out. Okay, and hold it there. And move it back in. Alright, can you curl your toes under for me? I'm going to pull them out, so don't let me. And same with this foot. Alright, can you spread your toes out? Hold them up. I'm going to push them down, so hold them there. Alright, and if you can spread your toes one more time, I'm going to try to push them together. Don't let me. And now this foot. Alright.
Here you can find an interpretation of my findings.
Alright, so what we're going to do next is we're going to test the active range of motion of your hip extensors. To do that, we're going to have the fulcrum at the greater trochanter, we're going to have the proximal end going down the midline of the trunk, and we're going to have the distal end following the lateral midline of the femur. First I'm going to palpate. The greater trochanter. And we line it up with the mid. You can see that she does not start at 0. Alright, now I'm going to ask you to actively extend your hip. Keeping that pelvis on the floor. Okay.
As you can see, this patient started in some hip flexion and has some hypomobility and extension.
So next we're going to be checking the passive range of motion of your hip abductors. For this, the fulcrum is going to be on your ASIS. The distal end is going to be going down the midline of your thigh, and the proximal end is going to be making a direct line to your other ASIS. So let's start by palpating those ASISs. Here's one. Here's the other. So I'm going to be passively moving your leg out. Okay.
As you can see, when comparing to the norms, this patient showed some tightness in her hip abduction.
So next we're going to be doing the active range of motion of my patient inversion of her foot. Okay, so the fulcrum is going to be at the anterior midline between the two malleoli. You're going to have the proximal end going up the midline of the leg, and you're going to have the distal end going to the second metatarsal. So we can set this up.
I know, but it didn't catch. I saw it move, so I was like,
Okay. And you can see it starts at 0, so I'm going to have you invert. We'll realign. All right, and we get about 33.
This patient only showed a slight decrease from the norm.
Next, we're going to be doing the eversion of
The tarsal joint.
So you're going to have your fulcrum at the anterior midline of the two malleoli. You're going to have the proximal arm going up the midline of the leg, and you're going to have the distal arm going to the second metatarsal. Let's align. And you can see we get a crisp 26.
Slight hypereversion was noted.
Oh, okay, ma'am. So what we're going to do next is we're going to manual muscle test your iliopsoas muscle. In order to do that, we're going to be checking your hip flexion because it's a hip flexor. So I'm going to have you raise your leg up when I say, and I'm going to push down, and we're going to hold it and see what resistance level you can hold it at, if any. Okay, now raise it bad boy up. Now I'm going to push. Try to hold it. Wow, 5 seconds. That's a grade 5.
This person was given a grade 5 because she could hold against maximal resistance for 5 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, next we're going to be doing your manual muscle testing of your knee flexion, your knee flexors, which are going to be your hamstrings. So you didn't pass the level 5 through 3, so now we're going to try level 2 to see if you can make it a full range of motion, gravity eliminated. I'm going to lift your leg up, and I'm going to hold your leg, and I want you to try to bring your knee back. Again, without gravity. Nice. Okay, you made it the whole way, so that's a level 2.
The patient was unable to complete the task in gravity, so in the gravity eliminating position, they could go the full range of motion, giving them a 2.
Okay, ma'am. Next, we're going to be doing the manual muscle testing of your plantar flexion using your gastrocnemius and your soleus muscles. In order to do this, we're going to be doing standing calf raises. So, you're going to have 2 fingers on the bed for support, and when I say, you're going to raise up on just one of your feet. So just one foot on the ground, and you're going to go on your toes. Then see how many times you can do that going all the way up without bouncing. When you're ready.
you could take them. They were part of my case at Dilla. No, take them.
Great. You made it one time, so that means you're a level 3.
Being only able to complete one heel raise gives the patient a grade level of 3.
Alright, next we're going to be doing the muscle length test for the TFL. To do this, we're going to lift the leg up, bring it back, and slowly let the TFL fall over the greater trochanter, watching to see how much adduction that leg gets. Let's begin. Let's raise the leg all the way up and bring it back. We're going to stabilize the pelvis, make sure it stays down, and let the leg fall. Alright, that's about as far as she gets. And it's definitely over 10 degrees of adduction.
A range of motion was not taken for this patient because it was visually seen that over 10 degrees of adduction was seen in the hip.
We're going to be doing the muscle length test for the Eli's test. We're going to be flexing the knee and watching at the hip region to make sure her pelvis does not come up on that right side, which we're testing. As you can see, she made it past the 90 degrees and her hip has not come up. So she's good.
Motion was not taken because the patient's knee was visually more than 90 degrees of knee flexion. This shows that the rectus femoris was not short.
Sam, all right, and I approve of all the Maribeth skills.